S.E.E. and we're in Zanesville, Ohio today, October 27th, and we got up early, made a early afternoon delivery, and got shut down here. I've got another delivery around the corner from where I delivered to today, and then I head to West Virginia, then Virginia, Southern and Central Kentucky to finish the week out. So the last couple weeks I've been running busy in the truck, along with we have been staying busy at home. I have, and I'll just put into a short video, one of the short reels I'll put in. I did put a 12 by 12 deck off from the back of my garage, because as you know, I use my garage as a shop for automotive detailing. And my neighbor gave me their 8 by 8 shed with a gable roof. So I've been putting off to get this deck on and put the shed on. So last weekend, not this weekend that we're working on here, but a week ago, I did the deck in a day and a half. I probably put 3 times more footings than I needed because the shed's gonna be sitting on it with gear in it. And Friday I got back, got home, made a makeshift axle system to put under that shed. I had to move it 100 feet across my backyard and from the neighbors. And then luckily and blissfully, my daughter and her friend Chris, and I have to thank them both for being there in the clutch. We had to lift it up 2 feet and put it on the deck. With that, it all got done Friday within, I say, 3.5, 4 hours. I was able to get all that done, and I'm winning. So I have to fix one of the doors, and then I'm just going to whitewash spray with my compressor. I'm just going to spray white stain in there to brighten it up, and then that way I can get a lot of gear out of the garage and free me up more room. So between the deck and the materials, I think I'm out $700. I can't complain for a free shed, and it's solid. It's like 98% there. I got one door. It needs some wood fixed on it, and that's it. And then I'm going to throw some new hinges on. It's probably better than 20 years old, but it's all there and it's solid. So before we get started here at Peterbilt, and surprising to me, Kenworth is right up the dealer's right up the road. I'm probably not going to take you up there because it's a long walk, and I walked around here for a few minutes. A couple trucks are open. It's the used truck side of the lot, of course. And before we get into looking at some of these, I want to talk about one thing. And before we do, if you could like, share, and subscribe to the channel, as it helps the YouTube algorithm to get us pushed out and recommended to other viewers. So if you like it, and give it a thumbs up. So over the end of last week, I've been hearing more about this Carrier 411, and it's a place where shippers can go in and they can look up companies. So if they were to hire me, and I am trucking company ABC, and they want to look at my background, how I'm rated. And basically it's a rating system to see if a carrier, which is a trucking company, is good to haul a product, has good on-time deliveries, has all their credentials, insurance, background on their drivers or equipment, see if they've got any CSA score dings and stuff like that, like been red tagged and put out of service. So what is happening is a lot of these guys are going out for like $99 a month, getting a subscription to be a broker. And the broker is the middle guy between the shipper and the trucking company to book a load, or between the owner operator, that may be just me owning a one truck, one man band, out there. So then he goes through. So the the carrier, me, the trucker, goes to the broker and says, hey, you've got a wider range of network. Can you find me a load? I'm in, say, Zanesville, Ohio. That's what the broker does. So they don't need any schooling, any major certifications, anything. They can just sign up and fill out some forms and this and that, and boom, bam, boom, and they're in business being a broker. It's getting to be a shady business because a lot of brokers are getting called out for double brokering. So they're working with another broker, and they're pocketing more money than the driver or the company is getting that is hauling the freight. So what is happening now with this Carrier 411, there is a thing called Freight Guard. And what it's doing is, if the carrier trucking company has an issue on the road, goes to collect, is late for a load, late for a pickup, delivery, or late for a pickup. Let's say the driver gets put out of service en route to delivering the shipper's load, and the broker, and I've worked with brokers before when I worked for Ryder, hauling backhauls and stuff, and they'll say, hey, when you pick this load up on Friday, you need to be there Monday morning, or it's so many dollars per day that you're getting fined. So if you're trying to collect, or even detention time, here's the other thing. And the other problem is when you get to the receiver or the shipper, I guess it's either way, and the driver backs up to the dock, they're on time, this and that, and they're waiting for hours and hours. And it's happened to me. The longest I've ever waited was nearly 24 hours getting loaded for Kroger distribution in Detroit out of Champaign, Illinois. And I want to say I sat there 16 hours. It's not uncommon to see that, especially when you're hauling food product, that you will sit for a long time. So you get detention pay. Therefore, you call the broker and say, look, they're going to have me tied up here. They can't get me loaded within the window of what was guaranteed, or promised on the load was, 2 hours you should be loaded, and you're sitting there 4, 6, 8 hours. So if you're going to the broker and saying, hey, they're not paying me for this, dude, I got to get paid. If the broker doesn't like your attitude, and this is the minimal scenario, if the broker says, oh, you're yelling at me, or you know what, I don't like your attitude, they can put what's called a freight guard on your company. Now, when any shipper out there looks at your company on your score and rating and stuff like that, you're going to get locked out of loads. And many guys are reporting on this, and that is, all of a sudden your company's red flagged as, you are hard to deal with, you're not on time, your equipment's junk, or your equipment's outdated, your credentials, maybe your certificate, I want to say certifications, but like, you got to make sure your driver's all set through the clearinghouse for drug and alcohol testing. You got to make sure all your paperwork, insurance, and all those forms on the truck and trailer are in order. And they can put a freight guard on because you've got a little hiccup. And they're giving you 72 hours to dispute it. But these brokers, a lot of guys said, hey, in 72 hours, I've stopped, and I'm trying to work with this broker, and he hangs up on me. He's not returning my emails. And then 72 hours hit. That freight guard now becomes permanent on that company's record. And it is hitting nearly 90% of all the load boards and all the other areas that you can schedule a load from. And it's screwing, and it's going it's nuclear in these companies. So they can't get loads booked. And to the point, and this is through Carrier 411. You can Google it and look it up. I'm not going to put the link down there. Carrier 411. You can read all about it. But the CEO of that platform, or whatever it is, people have reached out to him, right up the lawyers, and he won't answer their calls, hangs up on them, won't converse to people walking up to them, anything on this. So it's going to get to the point there's going to be a class action lawsuit going to brew up, and this is going to go, a lot of them are saying this has got to go to the, this needs to be in a congressional hearing, because they need to start getting some of this stuff under wraps, because what they're trying to do with the freight guards and Carrier 411 is trying to expose more of the shell companies that are out there, and companies that are starting, trucking companies with LLCs that are doing nefarious things and fraudulent things. So they're trying to sift all that out. But on the other hand, on the majority side, they're hurting more of the good companies than they are trying to find the bad companies. Therefore, it's not working. So they have to stop, back up, and they got to find another route. But the CEO of the company just won't take heed to these lawyers and the carriers that are reaching out to them. So this is actually going to have to go to the Hill and get resolved. I want to keep my eye on this one. As I did about 6 months ago about THC and if you're smoking weed, you know, stuff like that. I haven't heard any more on that, but I know the end result on that is just a sidebar is as like alcohol, they say you got to have so many hours off duty after you drink, you know, 1 or 2 beers, you know, 8-10 hours. But they just don't have a scientific status on how long you need to be off duty to have not any impairment driving. But following up with this with Carrier 411, it is it's just going to have to get the, you know, and I hate to say it, we are so saturated with all these damn regulations, all these companies starting up fly by night, that they you know, are pulling this kind of crap on good, hardworking, you know, people and companies that got a A1 rating, and I say A1, that they should not be scrutinized like such, that they're going to get a freight guard put on them and lock them out from getting into any of the load boards or any loads from shippers. So something to keep an eye on, something for y'all. And like I said, if you know a local Congress or senator, you know, I think they need to, more of us in the logistics industry really need to bring this to the forefront and just start beating up these local representatives, you know, representative, Congress, Senate, and just let them know enough's enough. And it's just too much saturation of government involvement in regulations and policies. So now, like I said, I turn this camera around and we'll take a walk around and we'll just converse a little bit. And I believe I'll have a moderator in there kind of keeping things going in the chat. So this one's locked. Really nice truck, 379. The big boy cowboy sleeper. No, I could look through the window. I got a couple of them I checked up here. They're open, so we'll take a look at them. Day cab there, and all, like I said, all these are used trucks, so really nice. I don't know the miles. This one's locked. I couldn't get in it with the Cummins. This one fairly newer, if not brand new, and I'd almost want to say it's brand new, but this is a big heavy haul boy. And man, this thing is up here on me. So double frame, because I can definitely see that. Yep, double framed. Don't know what the power plant is. I'm not opening the hoods on these just because I'm sure I'm on video surveillance. But this truck's locked. It's a brand new one. So that's pretty much how I ran, except I didn't have the pusher axle. So this one here is the 579. This is a 2005. This one's unlocked and we'll get in there. This is a cat. I had to go live. I literally was standing on the side when I realized it's time for me to go live. I was just going to take a look up in here and see if this was the 15 Acer or if it's the single turbo, the 6NZ, which is 6NZ, but the Acer, I'm not too fond of the compounding turbos, especially when they tried to you know, they were having problems with them on these. And of course, when they and the thing about Caterpillar engines, when they got out of on the over the road engines, they sold their blueprints to Navistar, which then became Max Force. And those are a turd. They are a lemon of all lemons of engines, and with compound turbos, and those things actually devalued the truck so bad that I know Ryder, when I worked for them, they were in a lawsuit with Navistar because the engines, they couldn't get the resale. They lost their trucks, depreciated so badly with those engines in it. So they were taking a big loss on them. But yeah, I'm pretty fond. It is nice, these doors, you know, compared to the Freightliner, open up pretty smoothly. So take my glasses off here so I can see inside here. Sit y'all down for a second. Give me a minute. Trying to stick my head in the door. Legacy seats. Why won't it focus? Come on, you. Focus. Come on, there we go. So, and I've always been fond of the gauge packages. Trans temp. The oil temp, manifold pressures, of course your barometer, fuel, front and rear axle temps. Those were always a big thing for me when I ran heavy haul. Coolant bolts, oil pressure, your air, primary, secondary air, fuel gauge there, fuel filter there. And then I want to say there'd probably be one for air. Yep, right there, air. I had one in the Mac. So, but this one, she's got the big girl shift in there, man. I don't know. I've never drove to have the big tall shifters. I guess that's a thing. But the sleeper in these, no bunk, just a single bed. And it's an 05, so nothing's really in here. But as you can see there, there's just the end shelves. And I'll show you a newer one, how different that is with no bunk. So, like I said, when you say cowboy sleeper, it means it's no bunk. It's not a truck for team driving. So, nice. That's the view I like, looking out a damn hood. And it doesn't look like some damn torpedo tampon going down the road, which is like, you know, the Cascadias and Volvos and all that crap. But it is what it is. But nice truck. I don't know if this is open or not. It is. Yeah, so it's definitely got all your stuff in here for your bunk heater and stuff. And we'll take a look at this one here. Now this one's newer. We'll take a look. I didn't catch it on the door panel, but we will. It's got the Cummins and it's got the DEF tank, so it's definitely newer. How new, I do not know until we open the door here. Oh, come on. It's unlocked. I thought I pulled the passenger doors unlocked. So this is definitely not used up. We'll just jump back here so I can sit down on the driver's side. But yep, and then even with the sleeper, see on that 05, it just had on the ends of the sleeper, the cabinets, but it's all cabinets all the way around where normally a bunk would be. It's definitely got a wide bunk for two people. It's a lot wider than what I got in the Freightliner. Refrigerator there, looks brand new because it's still got the plastic on it. Closet. And then that's got all the shelving in it. So really nice. I would imagine you just put baskets. There's probably baskets that go in there. My guess is one of these two, one is gonna be the microwave. Actually, one's gonna be a TV. But it gets dark when I step in here. Yeah, top one's gonna be the microwave. So that's gonna be your microwave because you got all the outlets there. But really nice. This one is not the full gauge package because it's got the navigation in there. I watched the Kenworth guy out of Manitoba, up there in Alberta, Canada, and Kenworth same way. You can get that navigation screen. The thing of it is if it gets outdated, glitches, doesn't work, you know, now you got to take it to the dealer and get it fixed and all that. I would rather just fill that in with the gauge package and just deal with a Garmin. So if it goes kaput or needs updated, I can take it home, update it, what have you. But that's just one IT thing I would less have and more of the gauges to, you know, at least monitor the truck through the day. So, but yeah, this isn't, you know, these trucks, they're not all about the cup holders and the flip-flop truck drivers and those torpedo turds. So, but the legacy seats, they were in that one there, and really nice. So this one does not, if I'm mistaken, I think it's heated seats, not cooled, but it does have all the air for the passenger seat. So if the passenger seat has everything there, driver seat's gonna have that and probably more. So I don't know what it is. Oh, this door did open. There we go. Let's take a look and see. April 2021, so she's 3 years old, 3.5. So that's the Sears seating. That's supposed to be their top of the line because I know Sears in the Kenworth's the same thing. That's the top of the line unless you have a custom seat put in. But really nice. Try to get that sun out of my eyes. But the overhead cabinets there. Like I said, it's you know, I had one driver friend or acquaintance I've known, and he's like, I don't like these trucks. I can't fit between them. Well, yeah, you're 400 and some pounds, man. And that's what I don't like about like the Freightliner Cascadias is the damn seats are so wide they are not conforming or fit a guy like me that's, you know, about $185, $190. I'm not a big guy and I'm only 5'7", but you know, these seats, you know, are so damn wide. They're just about as wide as that tri-pack. That's one thing, that's my number one thing I want when I get another truck is, I really said I like the tri-pack because you can run your AC and your heat, and it runs off the diesel so you don't have to run your engine, auxiliary power unit. But what's nice about those is the battery operated APUs, the AC, when I had that in Texas 5 years ago, I was out there running reefer, and that electric one, I did a 34-hour restart out there. It was hot as hell, and that damn thing could not cool down the cab for a day and a half. It was weak. And then I had to leave the key on, and the air pressure would get low before the battery would go down, so the buzzer would go on. So you got to start the truck and let it run. And the thing of it is the truck would time itself out. So it'd only run for like 3 to 5 minutes, then turn off. And I was fighting with it. for like the day and a half. I hated it. So because wherever the air leak was happening, it was just be an annoyance, because you're supposed to leave your key on the ACC on the ignition, and then when the battery level gets so low, the engine automatically starts and runs until the batteries are charged up, and then it falls back on the battery operated APU. I just didn't like it, and they're notorious for wearing the batteries out, and then you got to replace, because the APU, the electric APUs, the battery banks usually sit right inside the frame rail here, and you got just like a golf cart, you know, you got like, I don't know, 4 or 6 batteries in there. So I like that better. I haven't gotten to the purple one yet, but I like it's that and the Mopar orange and the plum crazy purple that my wife knows I probably would, if I was picking one out of the lot here, this would probably be it, depending on the specs. This or that, actually that white one, you know. And there's one reason I'd pick that probably first and then the purple one second. It's because that's pre-ELD and that's got a cat, and I'm a cat guy. So Cummins, the last good Cummins engine was the N14, the red-headed N14s. These new ones, these ISXs, they're just downright turds. I'm not a fan of them whatsoever, which is what they're in these ones here. So we'll check the other side and see if it's unloaded or unlocked. But I'd be curious how this one's laid out. I like the toolbox there. It's low. It looks like you could bring it up another notch, which I would do. Probably bring that right level with the fuel tank, just because of getting in and out of low docks, because sometimes my dollies will scrape some of the docks I go in when I'm backing in. And the snow belt up there where I'm at too. So this is not the AG4 system. AG4 system would have, you got an airbag here, you have an airbag up there on the Kenworth. This is the Peterbilt, and I got to remember that, because I know Kenworth, so the W9's a little bit better. But yeah, and then they got the airbags tucked down there, below the frame rail. Yeah, they do on the white one and the older one, so that is something they've been doing. Like I said, I'm very more familiar, and it's locked. But the W9s I'm more familiar with. Yeah, this one's got the navigation too, and it's the cowboy sleeper too. There's no bunk in it. Nice truck. So take a walk around here and see what else we can find. And this is another cowboy sleeper. Now the thing of it is let's go to this one here. That cat doesn't have a DEF system. That cat is pre-ELD, before all the computer stuff you got to run for electronic logs. When I say pre-ELD, now you see there's your Y pipe, there's your stack going on the other side, and your stack coming up here, but it plugs in there, then it goes over there. That's your DEF system, so it's got to dump there before it hits here. Now on that cat over there, you're going to see it comes straight off the turbo and into those, whereas on the emissions truck, the downpipe comes off the turbo into the DEF, filters it, and then puts it out the stacks. So you can see there, basically it's just going right up to the turbo there. So this old girl probably barks like a sieve because she's straight pipe. It's like 7 inches on the on that. See if I can open the hood on this or not. Yeah, someone's had the hood open. put y'all down here. I'll actually open the hood and we'll take a look at that cat because it's the only one. Sorry about that. Bumped the button. I'm just trying to set you all up. Shoot. Shoot dang. You know, put you here and see if we can do it this way. Just gonna get the hood popped open on this girl and see what we got. And I bumped y'all out. Hey, sorry about that. Yeah, springs are not hooked up, so the hood almost wants to flip right around. So I gotta actually straighten it out and put it back down. She's not in the saddles. It is all right. There and there. It's an A-cert. So compound turbos. These things. Anybody that knows a cat and has worked on these, take those compounds off and put one big turbo, and you'll get better power and less drag on the whole. That's that was their attempt to keep going on the emission side. Didn't really work out. Man, that hood's heavy when it don't have spring assist. All right, this one is open. That's that one we're walking to. Let's see what year this is. This one's pretty beat up. It's an 03. November of 03. Yeah, she's, well, let's see, gray door, gray interior there, but the dash has got this tan look. Huh. My guess is from the, and they changed the seat out because there's the cloth, there's the leather. This one needs a lot of TLC. Just trying to get up here. Yeah, someone had this all dressed out at one time. The gauge package, and they did some upgrades on the gauges. Yeah, they even got them marked. They got them engraved. Rear driver temp, engine oil temp. So it's all engraved. And that's nice. Someone, and then they got all the nice long buttons on there, engine brake. Bet you those damn things got to work out. If anybody knows anything on Caterpillar engines and a Peterbilt or Kenworth, you'll like hearing them bark. So let's see. Low, high. It's either 13 or 18. I've not personally driven an 18. I've driven a twin stick. I've driven a 15 and a 13. So, man, this truck's nice. Everything's got all that nice metal and engravement on it, you know, so it's something I would imagine they probably did. This one, yeah, it's pretty much the same. I can't tell, but I think this one's got the bunk. That's what it looks like. So, got the top bunk in there, refrigerator. They're pretty much the same. You can tweak them out. I know some of them sleepers, you can get the dinette in them. That's been an option. So, like I said, this is an 03. I can't see the miles on it. It didn't. Are you kidding me? Come back to that. Yeah, the miles are on that one. Odometer. There she is. 665, 865. So either that's 665 or that's 1,000,006. And it's a 21-year-old truck. So that's really hard to say. That's pretty cool. 379 Pete. Like I said, they must have done a. Why that thing won't latch? There. I guess you just gotta slam it like a Chevy door. What else? We got a lot of day cabs in here. So newer one there. Tri-pack. This is I think these are the 579s, and that's pretty much in lockstep with what TMC Flatbed Company drives. They have theirs all mass produced and built from Peterbilt. But when you see the stacks, because that's where the stacks go. If you, that's where the stacks would normally go. TMC has stacks, but they're not connected. They just kind of elbow down and dump right there, and then they just have a down pipe under the truck, so they don't actually hook their stacks. Or just, they have so much cosmetic on their trucks that is non-functional. And they just got a little 13-liter, 505 horse pack car motor. Not a fan of that. And the biggest thing, the two things I know about the pack car motors that they make is the Cummins and the Detroits are like a steel. They're a cast steel engine. They're steel. The pack car motors are a graphite metal engine, and they're camshafts. So if you had to change the camshaft, as the rule is followed for years, is you could just take flip this hood, take it off, flip it up, take the radiator out, and basically take the radiator out, and the cam comes out the front. But on the pack car motors, the cam comes out towards the firewall. So the only way to do a camshaft replace, if you're doing an in-frame, any of the such, you got to take the engine right out of the frame, and the cost nearly doubles then, because you got to pull the whole motor out instead of doing an in-frame engine repair. So, not a fan of those. They're good if you're hauling freight, but yeah, I know I moved the camera around quite quickly, especially over there when I was trying to mess with opening and closing the hood. So, apologize for that. A lot more. Actually, I didn't get down this way. Whee, doggy. This is a newer one. Well, see, that's what I look at are the stacks functional? And yes, they are. You can see the connecting pipe down there. Right there for the crossover. But yeah, their pipes will come down, and then they'll just dead end and capped off, so there's no water that runs down. And I don't know what they do, but it seems like a waste of money if you're gonna put all that on there. But this one's open. I'll be dipped. Manufacturer. Whoa, look at that. February of 24. Woo, she smells brand new. Oh, she got that brand new smell. Yes, yes, yes. Look at that. Wow. Brand new. This is the 589 because the 589s now they're a one-piece cab instead of huck bolt. That's the one thing you'll notice on the Peterbilts is they're all molded into one piece, whereas the old 379s, like that white one with the cat engine, and some of those others, the purple one and the other one over there, you'll see the huck bolts, and it takes them 2 to 3, what did they say, 2 days to make a cab, whereas they can mass produce these one after another in a day because they're all one piece, more or less. They're I want to say spot welded together. They're just a one piece cab now instead of all huck bolt. And the raised roof, the 379s, the roof would stop right above the door, and they went higher, so then it gives you more clearance up here going into the sleeper. So let's see what this all is about. It's a cowboy sleeper. No bunk, overhead shelves, shelving there. I believe that's your refrigerator down there. And then more shelving here. And then, of course, like my truck, you've got your pull-out drawer for your table. So, I'm not really going to climb in here. And then some overhead there. And then, of course, up here on the raised roof, they have overhead compartments. And the thing of it is they got these. Come on. That's not what I wanted. Come on, you. Sorry. They got these bungees in here is to hold your stuff in. And even up there, I've been more of a fan, like on the Cascade, I like the doors on the cabinets. That's the difference between the 579 Peterbilt that competes with the T680 Kenworth. The Peterbilt will have either curtains over the cupboards, the snap curtains like they would put over the windows. The Kenworths are all cabinet doors that latch and lock. I prefer that because the last thing, like an RV, a motorhome, or anything, you don't want stuff being able to jump out of there, especially through those bungees. And then you got a mess to clean up at the end of the day or have to stop. I've had to stop because stuff got, to the point where it was going to roll up to my feet. And then you got to stop and secure everything. So I'm not a fan of that. I prefer the doors to keep them secured, like, the closet there. So this brand new truck. And I can't tell the miles on it because it is digital gauge. So you need the key to turn it on. But what do we got? We got a spare. Usually they give you the A, B, C, D. These are all spares, as you can see. That way, if you want to put extra chicken lights and bling bling lights underneath and around it, it's your suspension dump, fifth wheel. You got your axle lock and your wheel-to-wheel lock. Those are nice. Air 2, Air 1, PTO. And then your trailer brakes are just these little, that's your trailer brakes now. And you just push down you can turn your engine fan on if you're running hot. Because most of, especially if you got a lot of this stuff, but Kenworth and Peterbilt give you the option to turn your fan on manually, especially when you're pulling the hills. I will watch the Freightliner I'm in climb up to 220, and then the fan will kick in the middle of climbing a hill, and then it takes a spell to get it to calm down. But got the nice cosmetic under there, engine block heater. So I would imagine it's the probably the Performance Series would be my guess. Man, those tires are tall. Are those 24.5s? Yes, they are. 11R 24.5s. I thought, man, these things are big. So I wonder if that's a heavier front axle, like a 14,000 pound axle for heavy haul usage. See, then you got that end right there, see the nice chrome strip, or you can upgrade. Even from the factory, you can check off and have these lights from the factory put in. And all these are all lights. These would be red, these would be amber, these would be amber down through here, red on the back side of the air breather, amber down there, and then amber in the front going forward. So, and then these all LED lights. So yep, this one's nice. It's even got the window chops in it there and there. Those are nice. That way with the window chops, you're not pulling your sun visor down and flipping it over by the door when you got the sun, you know, coming in through the door, instead of, you know, depending on which direction you're going in through the day. It's nice. So let's see. Yeah, they even got all the chrome. You can see down there all the lights. This thing's just lit up like a Christmas tree. That's dented there. That's just cosmetic. Nice polished air tanks. Got your stainless cover on your DEF fuel. And the other thing too is not only the window chops, that's all one piece. So this is all one piece to put over the window. It probably just adheres on with some glue. But it's a big fuel tank there. $150. So I would imagine the other one's smaller, because, and that's the thing with Andy, the Kenworth guy, when he sets up a W900, see if you can see or not, the fuel tanks are staggered. That one's way, come on, get my finger down, way up there, and this one's way back here. He will make sure the fuel tanks are directly across from each other, and it just depends on the positioning of the depth tank. So, and he will do that where the factory can set this up so everything is in a line. So you got a gap there, and you can tighten all that up. So I want to say it's used, but pretty dressed out. It's locked. This one's the same way. See how amber, because the other ones on that truck there were LEDs, so they don't show their colors till you turn them on, amber and red. So that one's locked. Oh, he stared at a dog. So when I drove my red hooded Mac, I'd have the bulldog in front with a cat under the hood, and I'd always say a cat kicking a dog in the ass all day. And I know we're running on here pretty long, so anyhow, just wanted to bring you out, walk around. I'm just taking in some fresh air. I may just continue going through and looking at more trucks just to give me some time to kill. I don't have to be up till customer's not going to be until 9 in the morning, and I'm only like 25 minutes away. So I appreciate y'all dropping in. It's a lengthy one, but it was just more of an entertainment, fun walk around with me. The trucking industry is definitely changing, good, bad, or indifferent. But this is what I miss. Just miss having a lot more, and that's why a lot of guys like me, turn the camera around here, we have passion. We're, you know, I could be out here and I could be job hopping and changing jobs, but I got a passion to be in this. I love driving these trucks. I love these trucks, the W9s, the 379s. They're fun. They give you a sense of just the open road and freedom and pride in your truck. Having pride in what you drive, and you know, you take care of it, you clean it, just like the guy I found there at the Loves there in Belafonte, Ohio, about a month ago. He, you know, he's out there cleaning his truck. You know, mine's a lease truck from Ryder. It's just a bare bone truck. But if I had one of these, yeah, I would be out there. I'd be shining on this a lot and keeping it up. It'd be more maintenance, but you have pride in it. You take pride in just like even when you go out and sign your name on a new vehicle, you want to take care of it. You know, if it's your very first car to yourself, you're going to have way more pride than if, you know, 30 years later and you're just like, just another car. But it's something in the blood when you grow up around this stuff. Just like when I was farming and because my mom's side of the family was dairy farmers, and I worked for a gentleman and his brother for a few years, doing soys, navy, corn. You know, I do seasonal work there while I work the county job seasonally. So like I said, it's just being on the equipment, being around these trucks, it gives you a sense of pride and satisfaction. So, and then you care more about your job and the duties you do every day. So it's just something to take heed instead of just going through truck driving school and saying, I need a job, I need a paycheck, blah, blah, blah. And that's all they do. And they just hold the steering wheel with their sandals on, shorts, and tank top in the middle of a 0-degree winter day. Because we've had them come into our place and we've told them, get some clothes on before you come in here and look professional. We're not going to, you know, deal with that. But, yeah, this is just, this is what I like doing, just walking around and just enjoying taking a look at these. I'll be dipped. If my wife's on here, come on, there's deer out here. Let me zoom up before he takes off. There he goes. There. There he is. He's in front of that purple peat. Let's stand right here and watch for him. He's gonna come around. Tell me you're not gonna come around. I just looked up and I thought I saw someone. Oh, yep, right there. Oh, there they go. Oh, there's a bunch of them. I didn't realize all in front of those trucks were all deer. About 5 or 6 of them. I couldn't really catch them all. So, yeah, that's how quiet it is right now on this lot. So even though I'm next to I-70, just want to say that, you know, it's just one of those times you can come out and enjoy yourself. Like I said, this is what TMC's trucks look like. They look identical to this. If it probably isn't one of their trucks already, that probably got traded in. But see right there, the exhaust stops right there. It doesn't even hook to anything. And then the exhaust goes out and it just dumps on the passenger side pipe. Even though there's dual stacks, this pipe here is just a dummy pipe. And you can tell when you go down the road, see all that is nice and clean and shiny right there coming out of the exhaust. The other side will be sooted and black. So that's how you can tell when you got a dummy exhaust. So anyhow, folks, thanks for being here. And we've gone 55 minutes, 58 minutes. Can't see it. 54. All right, we're going to sign off. Appreciate y'all being here. Thanks for watching. And until next time, stay safe. Continue educating yourself. Knowledge is learned and not taught. And we will see you all in the next video.